Hello there, my friends! I am greeting you to a new episode of Road Craziness in the land of the Kraut. Get comfy, get some chips, get some coke, and we're gonna get this rolling. Let's begin with some smarty pants here. There is a side road with a no entry sign. Of course only to the right, because we're not in England. But those guys here found the loophole. Just take the other side, there are no signs. It doesn't matter that it's a lane for the other direction, does it? Such a beautiful road, and when there is so much beauty, apparently car drivers take their chances to make things ugly. Oh boy, that's certainly not a way to become old when entering the main road on your bike without even wasting a single look. It doesn't even need obliviousness for this to become fatal very fast. A car driver only needs to look left for a single second, and there could be a crash when those cyclists have not the tiniest bit of awareness of their surroundings. And it's a similar situation here. The cyclist has her own bike lane and even clearly looked for traffic. Still, she just jumps on the car lane and then even complains when getting honked at? Somebody should turn around and trace her path because she lost her common sense somewhere on the way. And wanna see another big brain move on two wheels? It f***ing hurts to look at this incredible incompetence. Those people are so lucky they get protected and reanimated by modern society, because in ancient times, nobody was watching your back. Stupid people would quickly get themselves killed, everybody would shrug it off, and society would keep going with a bit of less idiocy being part of it. Natural selection, I'm all for it. Cyclists preferably kill themselves. Too bad that stupid car drivers quickly kill others. However, bus drivers normally don't belong to the stupid ones. They are usually the best and most careful out there. Sometimes though, they also show bad driving behavior that I have a tough time analyzing and explaining. This one here clearly messed up hard, changing lanes when the road isn't clear and pushing that car off the lane. Those cars barely missed each other, and if a crash happened, the bus driver would be responsible with his crazy action. Great, approaching a light and it's turning red into our face. What? Well, f*** you, you stupid piece of junk! Your mama was a candle! Ah crap, another cyclist.
Blöd oder so?
And he's entering this road through oncoming traffic. Okay, this cyclist isn't the shiniest example of them all, but I'll cover his back a little. He shouldn't have entered the road in front of the car as there wasn't that much space, but he did check traffic and saw that it works. I understand the driver doesn't like it, but it's also really no issue to loudly complain about. And him entering this road the wrong way? Well, that's what cyclists do, because Germany simply doesn't have any kind of an appropriate bike infrastructure in most places. Yeah, he could place himself at the light and do it like a good German boy. Or he does it the quick way. Why? Because he has the means to not do it the clunky and slow way. Riding in Switzerland. Riding expensively in Switzerland. The camera biker was following his group over the light, but that was a little late and he got a free photo shooting. So this truck over there seems to belong to this work area. The car behind placed itself in a way to not see traffic at all. If incompetence was a dish, that would be a meal. This guy does see absolutely nothing coming from ahead, and as he starts to gun it past the truck, also not checking a single time if something's coming from behind. This is the kind of obliviousness that kills people in traffic, and he would have deserved to wreck his ride. Oh damn, what is going on? I can tell you what's going on. Microsleep is going on. Our man is getting out to check for the other driver, and that is how he got to know. This guy was very damn lucky not to crash his good old Golf, but after such an event, I would think 10 times about if to keep going. It's always easy to make well-thought decisions afterwards, but I would probably offer this guy to drive him home so that he doesn't keep endangering the roads in his bad state. So lucky that there was no other car there. Jesus! Hello there. Apparently, this Skoda driver isn't a very patient person, but he's got bad luck and now got our man blocking the road. But he's not allowed to use for bypassing the bus anyway. Yeah, sure, it's not of the fine English kind, but I personally would have just let him go. Nobody was endangered. You don't need to punish every tiny break of the rules. We all do it from time to time. You can't lie to me, everybody does. The bigger issue than tiny intentional rule violations are big-scale stupidity and obliviousness while controlling a steel box. The BMW here is not necessarily stupid, but certainly oblivious, being way over the speed limit while overtaking. Who, however, adds stupidity to obliviousness is the camera driver. As the BMW is starting to pass, he even further accelerates and goes way over the speed limit as well. For what? For making a somewhat dangerous situation even more dangerous, just for the sake of pointing fingers at the bad and evil BMW driver? I really can't have such people. Just fucking chill. But yeah, the BMW dude definitely has an unhealthy level of impatience. But BMW drivers are a special kind, aren't they? This one is on the turn lane with his own turn light. Tell me that wasn't intentional. This next one is sick. The lights are off, so the signs are in charge, and they clearly mark our street as having right of way. Are you kidding me? This guy is driving with the absolutely worst level of obliviousness, and only the attention of others is keeping this guy alive. And I would not be sad if one day this didn't work out again. At least not for him, but surely for a victim. Some Germans and their love for rules. Officially, it is not allowed to use the shoulder when there is a jam on an exit lane, but who wants to go for long detours when it actually doesn't make a difference to get in line earlier than some lines tell you to? So it can happen that religiously obeying the rules makes things worse rather than better. Or a man tries to take the exit lane exactly where it starts, and great. Now he's way worse of an obstacle than standing on the shoulder would ever be the case. You better drive with common sense, rather than with a book of law in your hand. And in a similar fashion, things can go wrong on an acceleration lane. Some people are overly cautious when it's counterproductive. It's bad enough that the right driver doesn't seem to find the gas pedal, but it's even worse to stop for such a person. Other drivers are not necessarily prepared for somebody parking on the freeway, so do not stop and keep going. It's this other guy's own fault when he now needs to wait for a while until he can enter the freeway. And also, it's another case of kinda toxic law obedience. German law says you're not allowed to keep going on the shoulder when you run out of acceleration lane. Well, if you do that, such situations like this one here happen. Earlier, we had a BMW with an unhealthy level of impatience. Benz drivers can do that too. He's complaining. Apparently he wants us to crash into others just so that he's home a few seconds earlier. And he'll complain even more. We didn't see the other cars on the roundabout. I suppose our man was checking for others to keep coming. But this Mercedes dude really got issues. Now he's going quite over the speed limit, but at least all the stress really paid off. He's literally 2 seconds ahead of us. Some relaxation is really worth something in traffic, especially when a garbage truck is involved. In this case here, our man better doesn't pass the truck because of limited visibility due to this little hilltop. And also you never know what kind of maneuvers such a truck needs to come up with. And then impatience gets punished. What can I say? Two amoebas found each other. The other driver squeezing into the exit lane with basically no distance to us, then the camera driver aggressively passing him on the shoulder, the other guy then doing an evil swerve, and our man then brake checking him. Both are begging for a sanity check. So, for calming down, let's look at something positively fascinating. I love thunderstorms, only not when on the bike, because aside from soaking in the rain, it's a realistic possibility to get struck by lightning when riding around, and that's some experience I really don't need to have. Anyway, that's it for this episode. If you would like to watch another one, you can just click the one you see to the left, or if you want to look for another one in the over 100 we have, check the playlist to the right. Also, consider subscribing. This channel is still so small that every single one makes a serious difference. Alright, good. See you next week. Have fun.